You are turning in 10-minute bulletin of Bình Phước radio, television, and newspaper. You are with me, The Wang, and here are top news of today. Bình Phước preparing for personnel changes and operational models to better serve the public. Bình Phước boosting implementation of tree planting initiative. Vietnam and Spain to soon establish a comprehensive strategic partnership. Vietnam sees growth prospect amid global uncertainty, said ADP. On April 9th, Secretary of the Bình Phước Provincial Party Committee Tôn Ngọc Hạnh chaired a meeting to review the implementation of Resolution number 18, dated October 25, 2017, of the 12-Party Central Committee, which focuses on continued reform and streamlining of the political system to ensure greater efficiency and effectiveness.
According to the draft plan for reorganizing communal-level administrative units, the total number of such units in the province will be reduced by over 50%, leaving only 48 communal-level units after consolidation. At the meeting, participants broadly agreed with the two draft proposals. They emphasized that in addition to meeting regulatory criteria, the reorganization should consider the factors such as regional connectivity, expanding development space, and alignment with the local mineral resource planning. Secretary Hạnh requested that relevant agencies take into account the feedback from the meeting to further refine the proposals. She also urged districts, towns, and cities to review and contribute their input while preparing for personnel arrangements and operational models post-restructuring, aimed at improving the quality of local governance and better serving the people.
2025 marks the final phase of the Prime Minister's 1 billion trees initiative. To strengthen effort and exceed the overall target for the period, the chairwoman of the Bình Phước Provincial People's Committee has instructed departments, agencies, and mass organizations and local authorities to accelerate implementation.
The chairwoman also stressed the importance of raising awareness among public committees and local administrations, while encouraging active participation from organizations and the public in planting trees and forests. These efforts contribute to protecting the ecological environment, reducing natural disaster risks, adapting to climate change, and gradually improving community living standards. Local authorities are expected to fulfill the 2025 green planting targets assigned by the provincial government, while also enhancing forest management, protection, and development. Agencies and localities will be required to monitor, evaluate, and report on the implementation results of the 1 billion trees project.
In recent days, the Khmer ethnic community in Nha Bích Commune, Truyền Thành Town, Bình Phước Province, has been joyfully preparing for the traditional Chọn May New Year festival.
Ahead of the celebration, locals held the Senectata Festival, a traditional ritual to express gratitude to the guardian spirits for protecting them during the year. A lively procession of masked performers dressed like folkloric characters paraded through the streets, splashing water to spread joy and festive spirit. Chọn May, observed from April 14th to 16th, is a time for family reunions, honoring elders and teaching younger generations about filial piety. It's also a chance to reconnect with friends and celebrate the fruits of a year of hard work and study. Ethnic minorities, primarily Khmer people, make up around 40% of Nha Bích's population. In recent years, local authorities have effectively implemented policies supporting ethnic communities, gradually improving living conditions and doubling the joy of welcoming the new year.
Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, paid an official visit to Vietnam from April 8th to 10th at the invitation of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính. On the morning of April 9th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính hosted the official welcome ceremony and held successful ties with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính expressed his belief that the visit would open up a new phase of development and elevate the Vietnam-Spain strategic partnership to new heights. For his part, the Spanish Prime Minister emphasized this is the first visit to Vietnam by the head of the Spanish government since the two countries established diplomatic relations in 1977, paving the way for a series of high-ranking visits between the two countries in the coming term. The two leaders affirmed that economic, trade, and investment cooperation is one of the key pillars of the Vietnam-Spain strategic partnership. They agreed to work together to effectively implement the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement and the recently signed bilateral financial cooperation protocol, as well as to convene the first section of the Joint Committee on Economic, Trade and Investment Cooperation in 2025. Both sides aim to raise bilateral trade turnover to over $8 billion in the near future. The Spanish Prime Minister pledged to advocate for the swift ratification of the EU-Vietnam Investment Protection Agreement by remaining EU member states and to push for the European Commission to lift its IUU yellow card warning on Vietnamese seafood exports. Both sides agreed to deepen cooperation in education, culture, sport and tourism, as well as in sustainable agriculture, locality-to-locality, and people-to-people partnerships, human resource development, and defense security collaboration. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính proposed exploring the possibility of a direct flight route between Vietnam and Spain to boost tourism and people-to-people exchanges. He also welcomed the progress in bilateral cooperation on child adoption. The two leaders affirmed solidarity, cooperation, multilateralism promotion, and upholding international law as key principles in addressing global challenges. They agreed to maintain close coordination and mutual support at multilateral forums and international organizations, particularly the United Nations and ASEAN-EU framework. On this occasion, Prime Minister Sanchez extended an invitation to his Vietnamese counterpart to visit Spain for future discussions on strengthening bilateral strategic partnership. Prime Minister Chính accepted the invitation and requested the two foreign ministries coordinate to arrange the visit at a mutually convenient time. Coming up next, let's take a look at some more news. After completing a 10-day mission to rescue and assist the people of Myanmar affected by the earthquake, the working group from the Ministry of Public Security successfully fulfilled its duties. On April 8th evening, the team safely returned to Nội Bài International Airport. All 26 members and 2 rescue dogs were in good health without any injuries or accidents reported. They were welcomed by leaders from the Ministry of Public Security at the airport. Despite encountering numerous challenges and harsh weather conditions in Myanmar, the Vietnamese Ministry of Public Security rescue team demonstrated remarkable dedication in accomplishing their mission. During their 10-day mission, the team rescued 7 victims and collaborated with partners from Myanmar, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Singapore to locate and assist an additional 7 victims. They also provided medical examinations, first aid, sterilization, wound care, and distributed medications to over 50 patients. Lieutenant General Lê Văn Tuyến, Deputy Minister of Public Security, praised the team for their outstanding effort and exceptional performance during the mission. He emphasized that their participation not only demonstrated Vietnam's strong commitment to supporting the people of Myanmar, but also reflected the long-standing tradition of solidarity and mutual assistance of the Vietnamese party, state, and people. The Asian Development Bank has forecast Vietnam's economy to grow at 6.6% and 6.5% in 2025 and 2026, respectively, following a robust 7.1% growth last year. According to ADB, strong trade, a recovery in export manufacturing, and robust foreign direct investment fueled Vietnam's economic growth in 2024. However, recent U.S. announcements on tariffs, along with other continued global uncertainties, could pose significant challenges to the country's growth this year. As per the release, external uncertainty such as tariff escalations, reciprocal measures, and ongoing instability in the Middle East could constrain near to medium-term global economic growth. Moreover, a slowdown in the U.S. and China, Vietnam's major trading partner, could further affect economic prospects. Enhancing Vietnam's participation in global supply chains is a critical policy challenge for the country's development. ADB stated that it is important to understand the limitations and challenges associated with broadening its participation in and increasing its added values to global supply chains to improve country economic trajectory and long-term growth potential. And that also wraps up our bulletin. Thanks for tuning in and goodbye for now.